Hi everybody, Andy here with eTrailer.com, and today we're going to take a look at these Champion Twin 4500 watt portable dual fuel inverter generators with parallel kit. Now if you are looking for portable dual fuel inverter generators that will work together in parallel for when you need more power for your RV or on the job or in emergencies, this might be a good option for you to consider. These twin 4500 watt portable dual fuel inverter generators with parallel cable kit are going to provide a portable power source that will also allow you to safely charge and run your sensitive electronic devices like your HD TV and computers. Used in parallel, these portable units churn out 7,000 watts. Now I want to take a look here at the control panel of this generator, and everything that we say about this generator will of course be true of our second generator here. Now on this control panel we begin by looking at our IntelliGauge with power meter. This is going to monitor your voltage, your frequency, and operating hours. And we have our AC overload reset button, a low oil warning indicator light, and our economy mode switch that we'll talk about a little bit later. And then we have our easy dial that is with the ignition switch that is going to be used to start, stop, and choke the generator. And then looking at the outlets, we're going to begin by looking here at one 120 volt 30 amp RV TT-30R outlet, and then we have two 120 volt 20 amp 5-20R outlets, and then we have two USB type A 5 volt DC 2.1 amp ports, and of course this is going to be good for charging your smartphone, your tablets, and your other USB powered devices. And then these two Paralink ports that are going to be used to parallel two inverters together for increased power output. And again, we'll be looking at those again in the next few minutes. And then an easy access ground terminal with our 20 amp and 30 amp circuit breakers. And that's going to help to ensure safe use. Now, as you probably no doubt noticed, these outlet covers are going to help keep out moisture and debris from our outlets, so that's a nice touch with these generators. And then this has a power line frequency of 60 hertz. And let me just turn this around here to show you the muffler here on the opposite side. And then zooming out here real quick, I do want to show you the fold-away handle that's going to make transporting this easier. So this fold-away handle is going to allow you to move this around your RV or around your campsite, and then it's just going to easily fold down and out of your way. And really, once it's folded down, you would never even know that it's there. So that's a nice convenient feature of this generator. And of course, these have these 5-inch in diameter flat free wheels that's going to provide that easy mobility. Now this electric push button start engine is going to give you hassle-free startup, and the recoil handle is going to let you pull start the engine if needed. These generators feature a 212cc 4-stroke overhead valve Champion engine that uses standard unleaded gas or propane. And let me give you another view here of this particular generator. This gas tank has a 2.25 gallon capacity, and I know you probably can't see this gauge real well, but this gauge is indeed an easy to read gauge, so it clearly indicates empty and full. So you're always going to know how much gas you have in these generators. Something else I wanted to point out is the gas cap is tethered with a chain, so you are not going to easily lose this cap. Now, just showing you here that it does have an easily accessible LPG inlet, and it has this plug on there to keep that inlet clean and free of debris and moisture. So again, very easy to access. And this is a clean running engine that meets CARB and EPA standards. And this is going to be really easy to set up, and it can be started again either with the electric start, with the ignition switch on the dial, or the manual start with the recoil if you needed to start it that way. Now, the parallel kit is going to let you connect these two inverter generators with the Paralink for increased power output. And this kit adds two easily accessible outlets. The first one here is a 120 volt 30 amp L5-30R twist lock outlet that's going to power large household appliances and tools. And then this outlet here is a 120 volt 50 amp 14-50R RV outlet that's going to provide your RV connection point. Now, this also features 30 amp and 50 amp circuit breakers, and that's going to protect your connected equipment from being overloaded. And the dimensions of this kit is about 11 inches long by about 4 3/8 inches tall. And then the overall depth, including these clips here, let me turn it around this way, might be easier for you to see. The overall depth, we're sitting right at about 4 5/16 inches deep. And this is going to weigh a little over 3.5 pounds. So this is going to be an easy installation. No tools are going to be required. And let me just put this down and show you how easy it is to use these PowerLink cables. So you're just going to plug in these PowerLink cables to the corresponding ports. So just open up these outlet covers, and I'm just going to put in the plugs the way that they are to go. And so it just slides in that easily, and then you'll just connect this wire with the terminal to our ground post here that we saw earlier. And then this kit is designed to clamp on your handle, but what we discovered is that this kit is slightly too wide to fit on here. So it may be that when you get your generators and you get your kit, this kit might be slightly too wide to fit on this handle. So even though this may not fit exactly for you, this is still going to be able to work for you and provide that connection and those outlets that you need. Now, the starting surge power output for a single generator is going to be 4,500 watts, and these two generators together is going to be 9,000 watts. And the running rated power output for a single generator is going to be 3,500 watts. And for both generators together, it's going to be 7,000 watts. And propane will be a little bit less, just so you're aware of that. And then the continuous runtime on gasoline at a quarter load is going to be 14 hours. And on propane, it's going to be 22.10 hours, again at a quarter load. Now, these generators will run quietly, and the normal noise level of conversation is typically right around 60 decibels. That's the normal noise level of normal conversation, 60 decibels. But measured at 23 feet away at a quarter load, these generators individually register right at 61 decibels. So I don't think these are going to bother you while you're outside enjoying your activities and being with family and friends outside. These run relatively quietly, so I think you're going to be very happy with the noise levels that these put out. Now, the dry weight for each generator individually is 103 pounds, and the overall dimensions is going to be right at about 23 and then 3/16 inches long and 17 and 11/16 inches wide. And then from the top of our fuel cap all the way to the base, we're going to be sitting at about 20 and 1/8 inches tall. So these generators are going to include everything that you see on the floor there on the side. Each generator is going to include their own instructions and then a bottle of oil. By the way, the oil that these generators take is SAE 10W30. It has an oil capacity of 0.5 quarts. And then each generator comes with a oil funnel, spark plug tool, an 8 and 10 millimeter wrench, a reversible Phillips and flathead screwdriver, and then a 6-foot long LPG hose with regulator. Finally, it is important to note that gas generators, of course, produce carbon monoxide, which is poisonous. So for your safety, make sure you run these generators outside. Well, that's going to conclude our look today. I do hope that it was helpful for you. Again, my name is Andy. Thank you for joining me.